That was some fine dancing there, John.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Were you having fun there?
I was like having a fit more like, but yeah, sure. Yeah. How are you?
I'm alright, just tired.
Uh,
Yeah.
big day. Stuff happened.
No, just didn't get a lot of sleep.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think I got to sleep about 3:30, 4 o'clock, and then I had to be up at 8 o'clock. So
Yeah.
a bit tired.
Hmm.
Yeah. Not sure what's happened to Mr. Evans. He said he was going to let me know if he's coming on, but I think he's too busy sunning himself.
Those Eastern Europeans are not to be trusted.
You
No,
can't
I
say
can't,
stuff
say
like
that out
that.
loud. That's not fair. No.
You said the
They're
quiet bit
beautiful
out
people,
loud
he
again,
tells me.
John. Yeah. So welcome everyone to the Monday show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should we get on with the chat?
Sure, do that.
Go on then, Modmid. If you're still awake.
Yay.
There we go. Julian says, "Be back and on off to half kill my and get a bit of exercise." Very good. And I said, "No problems." Duke says, "Good day, all you beautiful people."
Hey, Duke.
Jim says, "Good day to you all." And he says, "Good morning, Modmin." Duke says, "Hi, Mikey."
First
Hello,
one for today.
Duke. Yeah. Jim says, "And hello and good afternoon to our gracious hosts." Good afternoon, Jim. Timothy says, "Hello, hello." Hello, hello, Timothy. Duke says, "Good morning, Tim." And Tiff says, "Morning." Jim says, "Please hit that like button, all." Yes, please do. It helps. Stuart says, "Hello, hello. It is I, Stuart." Psst, it is I, Leclerc.
Latrine.
Tiffany says, "Afternoon to everyone else." What was that, John?
Oh, from Spy. No, Spies. No, I can't remember. One of those Spies
Hello,
movies.
hello.
Like it was I, Latrine.
No, it's
No, there's a. I can't remember the name of the film. I'll Google it. Oh, he's Fraz. Anyway, I'll take this opportunity to say, well, I'm right, you're wrong. So yeah. So moving on. Stuart says, "Hi, Jim."
yeah. Jim says, "Hello, Duke, Julian, and all the usual suspects." The better looking Marley says, "Hi from Tokyo."
He's in Tokyo.
Yeah. Jim says, "Mikey, do you game into the wee hours of the morning?" No, I was watching Star Trek. Jim says, "Paul Marley, hello, Paul." Stu says, "I'm playing Fallout 3 at the moment, trying to get all skills full. I've never played Fallout."
I'm well into 76. I can't stop playing it.
Steve says, "Hi, guys." To be honest, I don't play on my PlayStation as much as I used to. What I do play tends to be like Train Sim or Ghost Recon. Ghost Recon, yeah. Stuart says, "Hi, Steve." And Steve says, "Stuart, I'm still playing heavily modded Fallout 4 on my Steam Deck." Cool.
Nice.
I'd be impressed if I knew what it was. I'm not a gamer. Like I said, I very rarely play PlayStation not anymore. Saying that I don't watch telly much either. What do I do with my time? Jim says, "Steve, hey there, mate." Stu says, "Is Gary showing up today from Albania?" Not sure, but he's not messaging me to let me know either way. So, If he comes on, he comes on. If he doesn't, he
Mm.
doesn't.
Mm.
He's on holiday, so I'm not going to whinge about it. Steve says, I won't play 76 as I don't do online-only games.
Fair.
Okay. Steve says, Wildlands or Breakpoint? Ooh, Breakpoint I play. I haven't got Wildlands.
Okay, now you've lost me. I don't, I don't know what that is.
Ghost Recon.
Okay.
Ghost Recon. It's pretty cool. Steve says, hi, Jim. How's the cycling? Stuart says, me too, Steve. And Dorcosaurus is in. He says, good morning, people. Hello, Dorcosaurus.
Hello, Dorcosaurus.
How lovely of you to join us. Duke says, I still have a PlayStation 2. Haven't played it for ages. I used to love playing Hogs of War on PlayStation 2. That's one of my favorite games. Probably still is, to be honest. Jim says, Steve, riding today, Steve. Weather will be very good again. Excellent. Steve says, get Wildlands, Mikey. It's so much better than Breakpoint. I borrowed my brother-in-law's copy of Wildlands. It was all right, but I like Breakpoint. Jim says, hey, Dorcosaurus. That is such a cool name, Dorcosaurus.
It is.
So, what have you been up to today?
I've had a bit of bench time, which has been good. It's not that I haven't done it lately. I've just been spent. So the two kits I've got going on at the moment, well, three, because we've got the beer barrel Spitfire, and that's coming along nicely. 48 scale Tornado IDS / GR1 / GR4, it's much the same. Is just about at the primer stage. Oh, look, I'll zoom in. Go change the camera. So just about ready for primer. What I need to do is to paint the interior color of the cockpit there, which is a barley grey. And then, I've also thrown on some.
Did you say Marley
carbonate.
Grey?
Barley.
Oh, right. I was going to say, isn't that
grey.
pretty much white? Isn't Marley Grey white?
Oh, I see what you did there. That's hilarious. Yeah, bastard. Yeah, where was I? Oh, yes. So I made up some wing, what do they call them? Bags. The bleed air, sort of like they close up the wing when it's forward and all that sort of when it swings.
Yeah.
So they're just big open gaps there. So I just made some plastic card wing bags. And that's it. So just got the flare pod on and a couple of other bits and bobs. So I'm going to leave the exhaust off until later on because it's a totally separate color to the rest of it. So that's just about ready for primer shortly. So there's that. Moving that aside, and then the other thing that's been going on is getting rid of the glare. The ICM 135th scale Berg Panzer hasn't progressed in a couple of days. So what I'm up to on this is all the bits ready for, put on the mudguards and all that sort of stuff. But what I've been waiting for is rust colors. I had a dark rust of Panzer Aces, but I had to wait a week or so to get my hands on a light rust and a yellowish rust. So now I can proceed with this thing. So I have to put the mudguards on before the crane goes on because the brackets that hold the crane are onto the mudguard. So it has to be done in a particular order. So that's what I'm going to do today, this evening. What about you, Mr. Mikey?
Mr. Mikey.
Well,
come on, brain, wake up. There you go. Oh, it's all wonky. There you go. Right. So, on Friday, I was making this tank that I'm making into a paperweight.
Oh.
Okay. So, I made it into a paperweight, filled it full of lead shotgun shell as well. Lead shot from shotguns cartridges. And I primed it. It's been pretty nice so far. So today, I'm going to paint it using them.
Well, the whole thing.
Yep. Going to paint the whole thing using them.
Hmm.
Wow, that wind's getting strong. Yeah. Going to do it with them. Should be fun.
Right.
We've got a few people saying hi, Dorkosaurus, and Kieran saying afternoon all. There you go.
Hello, Kieran.
So,
Welcome back.
yes, hello, Kieran. And Stu says hi, Kieran. So, yeah. Today is also the viewers panel. So, if you would like to come up, they are more than welcome to. They can join us, have a chat, try and encourage conversation, engage with the chat. It's up to you. But you gotta do it once Modmins put the link in.
Yes.
Yes. Otherwise, you're going to be bored listening to us all day. There we go. So, what colour are we going for?
Oh.
There you go. So, the link's up if you want to come on in and have a chat with us. You're more than welcome. There's 14 people watching.
Oh. So, as an aside, Mikey, I
Yes.
have. So, there's a video on YouTube about it, but I have this. It's a Big Sin accessories kit, an Edward Tornado GR1 for armament set. So, you know, it's all very lovely, but the problem I have is these decals. When I was doing the YouTube sort of review of it, I started taking off the tissue paper that was, protecting the decals, and the big one in particular, it not worky, so it did that. Half the decals are coming away with the tissue, and as you can see, it's stuck on there or whatever. So I didn't think it was going to be a problem. I got on to Edward today and said, "Hey, I've got this," and sent him a photo. And before I walked out of that room, I got a notification saying it's been submitted. Not a problem because it's an automated reply. But literally within 5 minutes, oh yes, I got a reply saying, "Yep, it's been solved." So the new parts are on the way straight away. There was no question. Every time I deal with Edward Aftermarket, they are exceptionally good. So a big shout out to our friends over in the Czech Republic. See, I don't dislike Eastern Europeans.
Yes.
So that happened today. Meanwhile, the other Mr. Marley, I don't think. Would you mind me showing the picture inside the Tamiya store, Mr. Marley, the good-looking Marley? Let me know before I do that, just because there's a person in it.
Yeah, go for it.
So anyway, that's good. I won't do the stores just yet. I'll wait till the all the grey. This tornado is a grey all over one, and I'm enjoying the kit.
I'm gonna have to move this camera down so you can see it better. Oh, whoops! Just drew a line on the box. Stupid boy.
Oh,
focus.
It's a test. Call it a test.
There you go. So look how quickly that's just done the tracks.
You're not mucking around.
No. Oh, hello. Timothy's here.
Oh.
Yo.
Hello, Tim.
Timbo. Oh, nice he is.
Yeah, I got the wife's headset on and everything.
How is Kat?
She's doing well.
Wonderful.
They do suit you, to be fair.
My best regards.
I'll pass that on. How do you find those markers, Mikey?
I got them from Scale Model Shop. So you're not likely to get them on Amazon. You got to get them from individual shops.
Yeah, they do the job well.
Yeah. The D-Day stripes that I did on Spitfire, I used the pens for that.
Huh.
They came out really nice.
Very good.
Yeah, pretty much just do. I mean, don't know if you see on that, but you won't see it very well. But you'll see it in a bit when I do the olive drab on the tank. In fact, I can do that.
Yeah.
I'll do this track first. Modmin says she wants them headphones, Tim.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're the got a real masculine name to them. I think the Razor Kitty edition or something.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess Tiff, being the modmin, is like the Speaker of the House. She gets what she wants, so you're going to have to cough them up, Tim.
Yeah, she is the boss.
I had a look at the. We were talking the other day. I had a look at the Italeri Growler, the F-18G today. Didn't have a
Oh, yeah.
close look, but yeah, it comes. You're right. It comes with the 6 Squadron decals for the Australian Air Force.
Yeah. So I ended
Not
up
a scheme that I prefer, but that's not bad.
Yeah. I ended up pulling the trigger on it, but I sort of went about it the hard way, and I've ordered Heart decals and got the Hasegawa 148 scale
Okay.
set. So started putting that together.
Excellent.
So
Jim says, what are you working on, Tim?
yeah, so just starting that EA 18G Growler for my brother-in-law, who's still in the Air Force, and it's his favorite plane. So try and get that knocked out and sent down to him for Christmas.
Nice. It's always nice when you're doing something for somebody else, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
Makes you want to put your best effort in. Not that we don't all the time, of course.
Well, I was
No,
talking to
I'd like
John the other day and said that I've never really been a big fan of the modern jets and stuff, but I've never built one. So, building one for someone else kind of gives me the excuse and enough care to not just rush it.
Yeah. Okay, so they're pretty much dry now. We'll put that down. Let's get some OD going.
Maybe I should have sprayed this. Oh well, it's fine.
Olive drab, where are you? There you are.
Right.
Okay, American drab. Because the Americans have to do everything different.
No, I think Jim would correct you there and say it's the rest of the world that has to do everything different.
Okay, so this olive drab's a little bit light, I think.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's quite. It's on the way to khaki, isn't it?
Yeah. It's interesting. But it's covered it really well.
There are a lot of different olive drabs, though. I must mention that.
Yeah, this is more like the British olive drab, I think.
Where am I? Right, so I can move
They look alright after a wash is on it.
Yeah, this is probably going to make.
Stuart says, "Sorry, old grandson wants to play cards with me, so got to go. The boss has spoken." All right, Stuart. Thanks for coming along.
Yeah, thanks for dropping in.
Have fun. Yes. Very quiet today, isn't it?
I got the theme song in my head again. At least I could sing that.
Yeah, I'm not going to copyright strike it on my own channel. That'd be stupid.
That'd be dumb.
Yeah. Oh, got a copyright strike. Oh, who off? Myself.
I think it's open source music. Is that correct?
Yeah, pretty much.
Right.
Jim says, "Mind yourself, Mr. Marley," and Phil says, "Drive safe." Phil, that's what I was wanting to ask you. What motorbike are you riding in your picture? Because I quite like motorbikes.
As do I.
Yeah. Not been able to ride one since I got married, like, but because marriage type things.
Yeah, the
Married.
trade-off is my wife gets to use the car if I have my motorbike. So
Yeah. Ooh, nice. Triumph T120 218 model.
oof.
Nice. Yeah. Jim says, question, John, what colours will you paint the Bergpanzer?
So instead of the scheme's available. Well, there's a desert yellow, a dunkelgelb, and there's just a green, all over green, which I think was the Russian standard, and then whoever it was put the crane on it. So I want to go for the dunkelgelb just because I can. So I've gone for initially the Tamiya XF60 dark yellow.
Okay.
Which I didn't have any because I don't do military that often, AFVs. So yeah,
Although you are starting to do them a lot more now.
shush. No, I
I
am.
love the fact that when you're doing your current review of the Battle of Britain class, you said that you may become a training enthusiast after making this model.
Well, yeah, and I did. Yeah, sorry for forgetting the name of your channel, Mikey. That was a bit embarrassing.
You're only on it 3 times a week.
I know what. Yeah. So yeah, come join us on. Oh God, what's that bloody link again? Because I don't have to follow it myself. I'll just turn up.
Yeah. I mean, it would be nice if you followed the channel.
Oh God, it's passing up time.
I always thought you were a pretty cool uncle, John, but if you're going to cross the Rubicon into trains, I might have to rethink that.
Well, I had to buy a train kit and an anorak at the same time because they wouldn't let me out of the store.
I'll be watching the train build with great interest. I've never really
Yes.
seen trains getting put together or proper train sets outside of the movies. It's just never been on
No.
my radar.
So here's the thing, like it's a full-on plastic kit. I didn't even know that they existed. I just assumed that, most of the train enthusiasts have actual sort of like the Hornby sets and all the other ones. So I just assumed it was something like that, but how wrong I was. So it's old, like 65-year-old kid or something like that. It's going to be.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say a challenge because I've built some other
They're not
things.
badly molded, to be fair.
No, for its age, I think there's a lot of. I can see why Dapple are enthusiastic about keeping it alive because. Oh, number one, I only put that video out there reviewing that thing a day ago or so, and it's had more views than the one I uploaded, I think, 6 hours before that. So there are people interested out there that probably aren't into scale modelling, but certainly into trains. And a big shout
Yeah,
out to all our rail enthusiasts out there.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm not kidding when I say that I might be into trains after this because they look interesting.
Well, the other thing is as well is they're really cheap kits.
Oh yeah,
Each kit is between £10 and £15, which is probably about 1,000 Australian dollars.
it is. It's about 1,500 Australian, what we call dollary dues.
Yeah. That and a kick up the bum.
Yeah, yeah, that's the one.
Dork Story says, I almost bought a T120. Nice. I used to have a Yamaha XJ600 S diversion. Felt like a
Diversion.
bloody tank. Duke says, I'll have to watch the train video later, John, although I have to stay awake tonight for work.
Yeah.
Question is, was he being sarcastic? About saying he needs to stay awake.
Ah.
Was he saying it in passing, or was he saying that you'd send him to sleep?
Well, it's probably a bit of column A, a bit of column B. Yeah, that's okay. It is late here. It's like 11:30 at night.
Ooh. Dogsaurus says he has a Yamaha FZ6R 2017. Very nice.
Ugh.
Last time I
Yeah,
rode a Yamaha was when I was doing my motorbike license.
I ride a scooter. It's a 250. It's Piaggio. God, what is it? X7 Evo 300. Anyway, I was sitting at traffic lights one time, and this car was next to me, and I can hear this. So I flip up the visor and look around, and there's a guy sitting in the car next to me saying, "Get a real bike. You look gay. Go on, get off it," sort of thing like that. And I just sort of quietly called back, "You're sitting in a Hyundai Excel. Shut up." And then
I didn't know you could hear me yelling at you, to be fair.
When I was in college, there's two twins in my class, and they used to ride mopeds to college. And I sat in the car behind them waiting to pull out the college car park one day. And one of them, you could see his moped start tipping, and it's tipping and tipping. And I thought, is he going to put his bloody foot down or what? And he's like panicking with the opposite foot. So he was trying to put down the foot that was pushing him over in the first place.
Oh, what?
So he ended up just slowly. I sat there and he's just slowly tipping over. It was so weird.
That's weird.
Yeah. One day he thought it was funny to take a McDonald's milkshake and pour it over my car windscreen. So just as he was getting out of his overalls in college to get ready, get into his bike stuff to go home, I went outside and drained his fuel tank, forgetting that he lived 20 miles from the college in the middle of the countryside.
Right. Remind me not to live in
twin
Wales.
came in the next morning. Well, his twin came in the next morning. We said, "Oh, where's Dan?" He said, "Oh, he ran out of fuel last night. He didn't get home till 11 o'clock at night." So he's having a lie-in. They're like, oh, I don't know how that happened. Duke said, sarcastic? Me? Yeah, that's Dukey. Jim says, question for Tim. Do you have a favourite subject to model, meaning aircraft, armour, ships, or figures?
Full disclosure, Timbo.
Yeah.
Be honest, you make dolls.
Yeah. No, big Warhammer nerd. So yeah, that's probably the main thing. If it's
we zoom
probably
in,
not gonna.
Tiff?
Don't know if that'll focus or not, but
ooh, nice.
Maybe not, but
yeah, focused.
Yeah, paint little dudes mostly, and then been getting a little bit more into scale modeling more recently.
Nice.
So yeah, I father-in-law got me Mark 12 Spitfire for Christmas, so that was my sort of first.
Oh, that's nice.
I know, right?
Bit into it. Yeah, I might have gone a little over the top, but that might be my kind of more Warhammer sensibilities kicking in. Like, I prefer things to look good from a little bit of a distance, and then if you look close and go, it's a bit over the top, then I'm cool with that.
Yeah. I think it looks amazing, Tim. For a first effort, bloody hell, you're better than me, eh? I've been doing it for quite a while.
Gracias.
You got a grassy ass.
Yeah.
Jim says, I could tell all the way from Chicago Duke. Yeah, so Tim, you got a grassy ass, have you?
Yeah, side effect of living in Queensland.
Ah.
No.
Jim says, mine are World War II era aircraft and armour. Ooh. He's doing very well with some of his camouflage stuff lately.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's making like tape camouflage and cam nets and things. Jim says, very good Spitfire, Tim. I think the weathering looks spot on.
Thanks, Jim. Very kind.
I'm surprised Jim's not up here yet, to be honest.
Oh, he's probably waiting back for other people to come on like he does because he's a very...
I think you've just scared him off.
Oh, yeah, sure.
He heard about you whacking the wallaby and thought he was in danger. Thought it might progress onto humans.
Did I tell you that story too?
Yeah. Well, they do say that it starts in childhood with them hurting animals, doesn't it?
Oh.
That's one of the warning signs. It's just that John started a few years late.
Yeah.
Tiff says, anyone else join the panel? There's 3 spaces left. Oh, for goodness sake. How much of that did you hear?
Well,
cool. Jim says, mind yourself, Mr. Connolly.
Okay. Just about do. The main thing I'm focusing on here is just getting the top of the track so I can drop the mud guards on. So, a bit of a light rust.
Yeah.
Bit of a thing. Bit of splodge.
So are you painting with acrylics there or enamels?
These are acrylics, yeah.
Yeah, cool.
These are Vallejo, but they're the ones for AFEs.
Yep.
Because they've got about 10 different ranges.
Yeah, I think they've just changed up their bottles as well. Been noticing a lot of new
different colours. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now they look more like, instead of that, they're looking more like, well, that.
Yeah, they got nice little names and little rings up on the droppers and
they've gone to the dropper bottles, haven't they?
Yeah, well, they were dropper bottles, but now they're sealed. So you can actually crack them off. They're sealed in the store. I don't know. We'll see how that.
Hey,
how
Jim's
that
up.
works.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning,
Good
Tim.
morning, Jim.
See you.
Oh,
Jimmy Buzzard.
Yes, Jimmy Buzzard. That's another Monty Python character.
Oh,
I hit the bowl, and there it was in the back of the net. I'm opening a boutique. See, I feel inclined. I feel inspired to have Monty Python characters as my name. Now that I know how to use that thing, Mikey told me what to do, the commands to make to change the name, so it doesn't show it the same name every time. So thought I'd add a little variety to it.
very good.
Bit of pizzazz.
Yeah.
Mikey's frozen again. Nope, there he is. He's unfrozen.
That one.
So how are you, Jim?
I'm doing fine, thanks. Had a good night's rest. Took a day off yesterday from everything. No physical activity. Another beautiful day. We've been in a pattern of super pleasant weather lately. It's going to get back to summer-like conditions later on in the week. But I mean, like right now, it's beautiful out here. It's a nice little peak of autumn.
Uh-huh.
So where are you at, Tim? You in Australia?
Yes, sir.
Which
Queensland.
Queensland. Okay. Now, are those states or provinces, or what are they called in Australia?
States over here.
States. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Okay. Very good. Yeah, John, the burger pans is looking great. Really liking it.
Thank you. Still a fair way to go, but it's been a really enjoyable build, this one. I think the finesse of the fit of these mini art kits, I think, really make it worthwhile. Yep, lots of small parts and everything else. It is a challenge, but I do enjoy a challenge because, as Tim would attest, I am very challenging.
Yes.
So
Or
very, very,
Even
very
I got
challenged.
were the track links individual links you had to assemble?
They sure were.
Good
fact,
for you.
There you go. That's one
Yeah.
of them there.
Hats off to you there. I have to practice more on link and length tracks. I mean, link or link and length tracks. Mine always look pretty sloppy when it comes to the point where you got to wrap it around the drive sprocket and the idler wheel. They always look messed up at that point. I've got more work to do there. That's why, if I can afford it, I revert to Fruhl model tracks, even though they are expensive, but they're easy to work with.
Yeah, I'd not heard of them until you came on and mentioned them here.
Well, that hobby shop down there in Australia, what's it called? BNA or BM?
BNA is correct, yes.
Yes, I have. I remember I just came upon them. I don't know how, but by accident about a year or so ago, and they carry Fruhl tracks themselves. So you look on their website; they've got a lot, as a matter of fact. And at the time, they were out of stock because Fruhl had just shut down. But I guess from what I've heard, someone bought the line, everything, I guess, including the packaging, because they're still being made in the same boxes and everything.
There you
go. Hobby Time's just come in. Modders.
Hey, Hobby Time.
Says, hi, Jim. Malcolm Charles is in. He says, word up, fellow chaps. Yes.
Hello, Malcolm. Le Grand Fromage.
Mr. Cummins is in. Says, that's some specialist chef equipment, Mr. Marley. Burger pans, you're just the grill myself.
I'll take mine with cheese, please.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mr. Marley says, hi, Timbo. Hi, Jimbo.
Hello, Mr. Marley.
Yeah, you got Timar and Jimar.
Yeah. You got the Tim and Jim show, yeah.
Paul, can I play that clip of the Tamiya store you're in?
Oh, that's right. He's in Tokyo. That's right. I forget. That's right. Well,
he's not working for once. He's on a bit of a yeah.
He's on holiday.
He's on having a break with his lovely partner, girlfriend, whatever he wants to call her.
He says yes.
Yes.
Okay,
so
great.
Just a quick one. So
enjoy it, Tim. Tim. I need more coffee. Sorry, guys.
No,
it's still morning. I can make that excuse.
It's those kitty ears. He just loves them so much.
Yeah, very kawaii.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he had replied.
I love the fact you got the box that just says Growler next to you.
So,
and you got cat ears
there. And it's a nice day in downtown, I guess, Tokyo. Is that where you are? I don't even know. I've got him on.
I think he said Tokyo, John. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's on. He's got him on Stalker app, but I haven't been stalking him. Oh, look at that! Full-on Gundam thing.
Oh yeah, that's
nice.
right. They've got nice. They got a full-size Gundam unicorn set up.
Yeah, but this is just outside a hotel or something. I don't know. That's not the one that I had seen before. It's just they do love that
awesome
stuff. And then this is that quick clip, so I'll see if I can turn it up.
Yeah, some people don't like being on camera. Yeah, that's a great place. Andy's Hobby Headquarters did a little video thing of the Tamiya shop when he was in Tokyo. I think it was last year or earlier this year. And yeah, that's quite a place.
Just one more.
Far out.
He's really not happy with you, Paul.
So there we are.
Yeah, there's something about having a camera pointed your way that doesn't always sit well with everyone.
Oh no, she's
Yeah.
she's a lot of fun.
Oh, I'm sure she is. Yeah, I'm not saying that. I mean that that sometimes it is like be careful where you do that. So.
All right, time to get some.
Catch any of the football this week, Jim?
You talk about NFL?
Yep.
Oh yes, my team, Chicago Bears. I had my old Bears jersey ready to wear in case Gary showed up, but he's still on holiday in Albania.
Got up over Tennessee.
Yeah, well, the first tale of two halves. First half was pretty unproductive in the second half, but it was an ugly win. The quarterback had less than 100 yards passing, and they won on a block punt return for a touchdown and a panic toss by their opposing quarterback for a touch turned into an interception. That to me gets my vote. As I said to a couple friends of mine, that gets my vote for stupid play of the week.
Yeah. Is it still too soon to bring up the double doink, or?
You can go ahead and talk all you want about that. I'm just coming back to watching pro football, current form. Since they went downhill, the Bears. I mean, I've really turned off pro football for the most part. I mean, I don't even have a cable box or an antenna set up to watch local broadcast stations. So I get all my highlights and whatever from either sports talk radio or YouTube.
Yeah.
But no, you can talk all you want about that. I could bring up other ones. You want to talk about 2001? Let's see. Well, there aren't many because over the last 30 years they've had like 5 playoff appearances. So
Yeah, my entire life, the Bears have not been good.
yeah. Well, and it's not just the guys on the field. It's the guys who run the show and run the shop. They aren't the most brainiac group of guys running their team, but they're making money hand over fist. So how could
Yeah.
What's the urgency? The NFL has become a multi-billion-dollar corporation. That's another reason I'm turned off by it. It's doesn't have the same feel to me that it used to. I don't know what your age is, Tim, but I'm going to say mine. I'm 60, and so I mean I remember football in a very different way from what it is now, and it's I still watch it on occasion, like yesterday, for instance, but I watch old football games on YouTube. Stuff from the 80s, 90s, even the 70s and 60s.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Tim's younger than me.
Yeah, I'm 30 in November.
What was that, Tim?
30 in November for me, so I'm starting to get old.
You're well younger than me.
Well, you know what? Your beard is still dark colored. That's always goes gray first. So
Yeah.
the top of your head will stay nice and yeah. Well, sorry, Mikey, but that's the truth. And I'll tell you what, there is a I don't know. At least for me, I've noticed. Maybe it's because I shaved my head, but my level of attraction to women went up when I shaved the head and the goatee was still a little dark. Now it's all white. So
So you're saying there's like a sweet
I
spot
wouldn't know
there.
about that.
I think maybe it's an attraction for an older man who's got a bit of an educated sound to himself, and I mean, I don't know. I'm just guessing, but I've had a lot of women like the way I look without the hair as opposed to before.
Yeah,
Mm.
I'm fat, hairy, and married, so I don't have that worry.
Oh, you said it. I didn't, Mike. So,
Oh, it's all right. I'm fully embracing it, mate.
well, that's good. I mean, what I'm saying is, I wouldn't say that about you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's
I
like,
know.
the
Because you're too nice.
Mm.
hey, I'm the bald American. So I mean, I'm trying to look. I even put my current temperature locally in Celsius.
I know. Such
See?
an
Yeah.
un-American activity. I think you're going to
Look at
be
that.
referred to. What was that un-American Activities Commission that you guys had?
Well,
Back with
I think
JFK
that
and
goes
stuff?
back to the 1950s. So I don't know if
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, they'll be
McCarthy.
accusing you of communism and all sorts.
oh well, perhaps behaving in un-American ways. You know, you're using the metric system. You buy German armor and German aircraft for modeling purposes. My best friend, he buys Soviet stuff. He buys Soviet armor and
Oh, well,
Soviet
there you
jets.
go.
Yeah. My government could come knocking on my door or knocking down my door and saying, "We suspect you have un-American activities going on here."
What was your best friend's name and address? And
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Right. Yes. Yeah. Could you say that a little louder, please, Mr.
yeah,
Alderbeck? You know.
So
Jim says, currently
Tim used.
15 degrees
Oh,
C.
shush.
Steve says, I've just ordered a Lego like bulldozer model to scratch the itch from selling my D9R and not building it. Yes, Lego, feel free to mock. I won't be offended. I'm not going to mock you.
No, not at
Still
all, Steve.
modeling.
No, that's a great idea. You know, I saw the conversation going on in the Discord earlier.
Duke says, I'm happily married. My wife is happy and I'm married.
That sounds like a Rodney Dangerfield line.
Take my wife, please.
Exactly.
Dave says, used to watch NFL and support the Bears back when William the Fridge Perry was playing. Mike Singletary, memory fails me, and the quarterback who wasn't the best thrower but could run the ball.
Oh, he's talking
No
40
idea
years
what
ago.
you're talking about.
He's talking 40 years ago. So that's it's a long time ago.
No wonder that's before I was born.
Tim can be accused of un-Australian activities. He used to play gridiron in this country.
Really? Tim, you're a former player?
I am. I played for about 6 or 7 years here at the state level.
Okay.
Yeah, played outside linebacker on defense and a bit of quarterback and tight end on the offense.
Okay. Very good. Very good. Did you guys play both ways, or did you have defense offense squads?
Yeah, if you're one of the big teams like that, there's a couple big teams. You sort of had that luxury. The rest of us, we were playing Iron Man.
Oh,
So-
I love that. I love hearing
Oh,
that. Iron Man football. I mean, I played sandlot ball with all my buddies back when I was in my early to mid 20s, and it was if we had 4 aside, we played. If we had 5 or 6, once we had 11 aside. But you played both ways. There wasn't enough people for you to take a break, and we didn't plan on that. But wow, that's great.
Yeah.
What kind of league is it? I mean, is it a organized league that tours the country, or what do you do?
So each state has their own sort of league. I think most of the states are governed by Gridiron Australia, and then I think it's Coach Monera, his company, Bring It On Sports. Like he used to play for University of Hawaii way back in the day.
Okay.
So he's still got a lot of contacts over with the US and helps guys like get over there and play like Div 2 ball and get across to JUCO and sort of break into the system.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's sort of depending where you're playing. We have like really good seasons where we have good numbers, and then it'll quieten down.
Okay. Well, good for you. How many? You said you played 6 years, 5 years?
Yeah, about 6 years or so, and then coached for a couple.
Okay. You were able to walk away from the game with everything intact? Meaning no serious injuries?
Oh no, I blew my knee out big time.
Oh yeah. Well, that's what I was wondering about because that's usually one of the first things to get hurt is a knee. So okay. All right.
Yeah, no,
Well,
that was Gonski's, but yeah, then I wasn't able to participate during my naval career, which has just ended. So yeah, we'll probably link up with the local team and get back into coaching.
See, Gonski's my favourite player.
Isn't it supposed to be Tim?
Oh, sorry, Tim Gonski. That's his name. Tim Gonski Evans.
David Cummings says, Modman, wake up. Thank you. No, wrong one. Next. Thank you. He says, yeah, long time ago. And Mr. Charles says,
it was David.
Mr. Charles says, I used to play American football while at uni. Go Stags. I was on defense. My job was to stop the very worried-looking bloke opposite me. Yeah, I'd be worried if a 6'7" bloke started charging at me as well. In fact, I'd probably just stand there in fear. Dave says, Malcolm, the fridge freezer Childs.
The frozen fromage.
Malcolm, the unit. I suggested yesterday that Malcolm buy a gorilla suit and wear the M4H t-shirt over the top and go around Telford like that to draw attention to M4H. 6'7" gorilla going around with an M4H t-shirt would be brilliant. Paul says, having met you, Malcolm, I totally get it.
Yes, I understand Malcolm to be a imposing frame.
Oh, he's a big bloke. Yeah.
For saying that, if you had a shorter player opposite you, you'd be knackered because he'd just run between your legs.
Well, it's all about leverage. It's about physics. You get lower than the other guy, and you can knock him off his feet no matter how strong and big he is. I learned that in the brief time I did play a little bit of organized ball because I was taught how to block and always get underneath the other guy and explode into him, and you're going to knock him off his feet. But if the other guy's smart, he'll learn and take your technique and make it work against you.
Yeah. I used to like playing rugby. That was good fun.
I love watching rugby. That's a great sport. I really do. It's fluid. It continuously moves. One thing about American football, it is so damn slow. It just to get into the flow of a football game can take a long time. Watching it on television, I mean, it's a different experience being there at a game.
Yeah.
But watching it on TV, no, it doesn't compare. Games I watch here that are on TV in America are hockey and rugby when I can find it because they're fluid games. They move.
Yes, photo, I'm exactly 6 foot, so you can see.
Holy moly!
Malcolm is a large gentleman.
Wow.
And one of the nicest guys I've ever met.
He's getting up there in John Cleese's height area.
It was a good trip. We have to go back, Paul.
So that's the tank painted mostly.
Do those markers always dry glossy, or they're meant to dry flat?
It's not glossy.
I see a little reflection in there. Is it semi-gloss or something, or is it? I can't see it all that well. Can you go big screen?
Yeah, it's like a satin.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's going on there?
Yeah, it's like a satin sort of thing.
Well, it certainly is a well-worn color of olive drab.
Yeah.
Or well-worn tone or shade, I should say.
Yeah. It should look all right once it's got some... Some, what's it called? Wash on it.
Oh yeah, it looked fine. Sure, yeah, definitely. Well, go ahead with the comment.
Malcolm Charles says Steve Martin's let himself go.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Well, or should I say, excuse me?
Well, speaking of Steve's, Tiddlywinks is about my energy level. Forget about things like rugby. I used to love rugby because you get to smash into everyone. Like, I remember running up the flank on the right flank.
It's a
I'm
violent game.
5'11". Well, I was running up the flank with the ball, and I'm 5'11", and I think I was about 15 stone at the time. And this guy who was about 5'2" and about 10 stone wringing wet tried to run at me and tackle me. So I just grabbed all of his head and just shoved him back across the field on his ass, and he just skidded on his ass in the mud. It was so funny. I just carried on running whilst I was laughing. Derek's Secrets of the Past Parahistory's in. Hello and good morning from Canada. New subscriber here. Welcome. Thank you for subscribing.
Yes, welcome to
the show.
Canada.
Sure.
Very welcome.
Yeah. Yes. I do love history. Dave says, got a scoot. By the time you've read this, I'll have gone. Later, chaps. Later, Dave.
See you, Dave. Take care.
Yeah. That's cool.
Almost played rugby in year 12, but tryouts did not go well.
I'm going to look for that.
What position were you trying out for, Tim?
Fullback.
No, I didn't know because I've never played rugby union. So I was informed that I was to rock up to tryouts because they heard that I'd been playing gridiron.
Okay.
And they were just doing a scrimmage to see how people were playing. And so I don't know what I'm doing. And the teacher said, just go out there, line up on the wing, and, you'll figure it out. Ball gets kicked off, and I did a gridiron kickoff. So I lit up the opposite guy, other end of the field, who was playing for the firsties, and fractured his collarbone. was asked not to play. And I was like, what? You can't just hit the guy while the ball is like on the other side of the field, man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. I hadn't heard that story.
Yeah.
Well, what I do know about rugby is that the I guess ideally the lighter people go on the outside, and thicker, stouter, bigger guys and ladies go in the middle.
With rugby, I think it's your front row is usually the heavy row, and then the back row is the lighter row. So, because on the front row you have your props, your centre forwards, and your hooker. So they all need to be quite beefy chaps because they're right in the middle of the scrum.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And the line outs and things, and then you have your fly halves and things like that behind you.
Well, that's where we use our term touchdown from, rugby.
Yeah, because in rugby you actually have to touch it down.
Right. I was about to make that. I was about to make that point. Is that you're correct? Yeah. Touchdown in the game has to be touched down in the end zone. Yes.
Yeah. We used to have a guy he's one who's always a bit cocky, but it wasn't justified. And these me, the guy who is now my brother-in-law, and his twin brother, and another lad. The other lad played for. Oh, for God's sake! There you go. The other lad played for Wales under-18s rugby team, and he was about 6'4", and he was built like a brick outhouse. And the twins, they're about 6'1", something like that. And then there was me. Mm-hmm. And what we used to do is we always used to make sure we used to pass it to this guy. We'd make sure we're on the same team, and then we'd kick it to that guy, because we knew that if we kicked it to him, he would look up and see us running at him, and he'd either drop the ball and run off, or he would try and catch the ball and then run towards his own goal with it.
Oh.
And at least once, he ran towards his own goal, and because he was that busy trying to run away from us, he'd turn around to look where we were and ran smack bang into his own goalpost and knocked himself out.
Oh, Oh, fantastic!
Woo!
That guy is now a police officer in North Wales Police. In the traffic unit, in the traffic officer.
And he's still alive?
Oh, it sounds like he's pretty good at avoiding danger.
Well, yeah. Apparently, he's very fast now, though. Yeah.
Well, you got to catch all these people doing 20.
Yeah. Derek says, "Hello, Paul Marley." Modman, can you look for the link for Derek's channel, please, and post it?
Yeah.
Because I'm struggling to find it. And you are better than the doing stuff like that.
Right.
Ah, okay. Subscribed. Yep, subscribe to you, Derek. He says, I also do cemetery and graveyard videos and tours. Nice. Looking forward to watching some of them. Paul says, so the props are at the front, just like a P-51. Yep. For some reason, I was always put as the hooker in the middle. Don't know why. But it meant that you could always, like, sort of nobble the other team, because when you're in the scrum, the referee can't see what's going on in the middle of the scrum. So what we used to do is instead of trying to get the ball, we kick each other in the nuts. So then the centre of their side of the scrum will collapse, and you just grab the ball. Steve says, my apologies. I'll have to get away from the screen as I have a cow of a headache. We'll watch later. Take care all. Bye for now. All right, Steve. Hope you feel better soon, dude. Jim says, take care, Steve. Feel better, mate. There we go. Tish put Derek's channel link in, and he says, thank you. You're very welcome. Do you like a bit of history on it? What were you saying, Jim?
I was just saying, glad to have you aboard, Derek. That's all. Hello. Thanks for being here.
Jim, wasn't there something you wanted to read out as well?
Oh, yes. Hold on. Let me get to the Discord. I got to X out of the chat. Go to Discord. Yes. Reason I want to is because I was very impressed that something like AI could turn out something that really read very well to me. I don't know what you thought about it, Mikey, but I thought it was great. Perhaps because I have such a low opinion of AI, I tend to think of anything that comes along in terms of technology to be used nefariously first and then for good things afterwards. Let's see. Let me get to that. Did you put that in Shoot the Breeze?
Yeah, so what happened was I was playing on Copilot, Microsoft Copilot, and I asked it to write a poem about Bearded Veteran Creates. And what Jim's going to read is what it came up with. That's all I said to it was write a poem about Bearded Veteran Creates.
Here it is.
So,
okay.
When you're ready, Jim.
All right. Let's see. Let me get to the beginning of it. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Whoops. Excuse me. Suddenly this thing went goofy. Hold on a second. It went all the way back to the end of the screen. I got to go
This is
back.
like that scene from Princess Bride when the grandfather was reading the book. Oh, yeah. So where was I?
Exactly.
Derek says, next year I hope to get to the UK and do a bunch of paranormal, supernatural investigations, history, and architecture videos. Nice. I like it. I like the sound of that.
So where in
If you
Canada
come to Wales,
are
we've
you,
got plenty of castles and stuff. Julian says, Jim, artificial intelligence is no match for neural stupidity. I take it you mean natural stupidity. Mr. Marley says sayonara.
Thanks for tuning in, dude. Enjoy the
Sayonara.
rest of your holiday.
Yes.
Okay, are we ready?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I'll read your part first, Mike. It says, okay, so I genuinely had no input in this, but as I like poetry, I asked Microsoft Copilot, Microsoft's internet-based AI assistant, to write me a poem about bearded veteran creates, and this is what it came up with. In the workshop of dreams, in a quiet corner where creativity flows, a bearded veteran with wisdom that shows. He crafts with care each model precise, turning simple materials into something nice. With steady hands and a thoughtful gaze, he builds tiny worlds in intricate ways. Each piece a story, each model a tale, of battles and journeys, of wind and sail. His channel a beacon for those who seek guidance and solace in moments unique. For veterans and novices, he opens the door to a world of creation and so much more. In the heart of Wales, his passion ignites a community of builders he unites. With every video, a lesson he shares in the art of modeling and the love he bears. So here's to the veteran with a beard so grand, who inspires and teaches with a steady hand. May his models continue to bring joy and light in the workshop of dreams, both day and night. I thought that was wonderful when I read it. I mean, I'm totally impressed with it. I don't know, maybe I'm overreacting, but I think that's great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well
right.
read.
Yeah, I liked it.
So I put scale modeling twins into AI to see what it would come up with, and it just said the guys are flogged, move on.
Well, funny you should say that because I thought I had to write a poem about scale modeling twins.
Oh, really?
I did. If you bothered
Oh
to
my
look at
God.
your messages, you'd have seen that I sent it you.
Oh, okay. So I'd be able to read it out with an Australian accent.
Thank you, Julian.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
It's on the Discord. It's on Discord messaging.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a
Oh.
picture of Tim leaning on a lamppost.
Julian
really.
says, yes, Mikey, the typo was intentional. Yeah, I got that. I was just struggling to try and read it. Julian says, very impressive, Jim.
Thank you.
And Derek
Julian, thank you
says,
so much.
I do not trust AI. When I go to my friend's house and he says, Alexa, play Floyd or The Doors, I make a mental note not to shut the F up.
I agree, Derek.
Yeah.
And you know why? Because it's in the fine print. Everything you say is recorded and stored. It's part of the agreement you sign on to. At least it's part of what we have here in America.
Yeah, that's why I won't get one. Derek says, beautiful poem.
It is. It is. I'm
All
as I said again. I'm to belabor the point. It's a beautiful poem. I mean, I thought about you, Mike, when I was reading it, and it's like, yeah, this is spot on. This is really good. So,
Oh, thank you.
hurrah!
So you found it, John?
No, it's under which one? Not the Gary Mikey me one, is it?
No, in the instant messenger in Discord.
Oh, in
Private
Discord.
messaging.
My mistake. All right, let's open that up. I'll go to the other iPad. Because
Tim,
again,
can you get me a hearing aid for Christmas?
I was just going to say, it's the funniest thing, John. Like, it'll end up being the exact same thing that you got. Just says the guys are flogged, move on.
private chat. Shoot the breeze? No. Oh, cripes. Where is it? Private chat, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, how does one access that? Oh, there it is. Okay, so here we go. I'll read this out. I haven't read this, so let's learn together. Got Microsoft Copilot to write a poem about the scale modeling twins. In a workshop filled with dreams, two twins work as a seamless team. God, that's a better poetry than I can manage already. With steady hands and eyes so keen, they bring to life each tiny scene. From tanks and planes to ships at sea, their models tell a history. Each piece they craft with love and care, a testament to the bond they share. With paint and glue they build their art, two minds, one soul, they play their part. In every model a story spins, crafted by the scale modelling twins. Through trials and triumphs they persist. The guys are flogged, move on, the twits. Their passion shines in every hue. A world of wonder they construe. So here's to the twins with skill so fine, whose models stand the test of time. In every project, big or small, their legacy will always call the end. Delicious. Thanks, Mike. Saves me
All right.
looking up AI. So I've finally got the crane on the thing. So that's brought it to life already. It's looking alright.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Hello. That's not bad, eh?
So what is it? It's a like recovery vehicle or?
Yes. It's a it's a Russian tank, a T-60, captured by the Germans, and they ripped the turret off, and they're using it as a recovery vehicle. So yeah.
Look at that.
Because why not?
Yeah, I like that.
So-
It's a nice, unique subject there, John.
So the reason I bought it, actually, I'll go off headset for a sec. Okay. Malcolm's got a new comment there. Mikey, can you investigate that while I go and grab something?
Yeah. Ginny says, and this is why I won't get Alexa or the other thing, whatever it's called. Mind you, my phone has Alexa pre-installed, which is a sod. Yes, I don't have that. I have Bixby.
Can't you uninstall it if you want to?
Probably. Malcolm says, now ask the AI to redo the poem as a pirate. It's outstanding. Oh, it's astounding. It would be if I could get my words out. Let's have a look. Let's see if I can do it without my computer crashing.
Tim, mind if I ask a question?
Go for it.
Okay. You played American football in Australia. How popular is the sport over there?
I want to say fairly. Like a lot of people.
You
watch
want to say
Ameri-
fairly?
Yeah. Like a lot of people watch it, and you see a lot of jerseys cutting around, but I'm not sure how many of those people are fans and how many are wearing it for the fashion.
Yeah, I get it.
But
I get it.
I don't know. Normally, when I see someone with like a Raiders jersey or something, I normally go, "Oh yeah, who's your quarterback?" And they're like,
Yeah.
and I go, "Awesome."
Better yet, Tim, ask them what city they're playing in. 'Cause you got three choices.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the reason I ask is because all we hear here in America is that the NFL. I mean, they just played a game in Sao Paulo, Brazil.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Or was it Rio de Janeiro? It was Rio de Janeiro.
Yeah. It started off in Sao Paulo, but somebody stole the ball, so they had to go to Brazil.
But I guess the people were burst into the seams. They have an NFL game down there. The league plays games in Mexico City. Of course, in London, there's 4 games now every year. The Bears will be there if you want to spend £170 for a cheap seat at Wembley.
Oh.
Yeah, tell me about it. Gary priced a seat because he's a Bears fan, and he said 170 quid for the nosebleed section. It's like, forget you.
Yeah, that's a hefty no thank you.
Yeah, no thanks. Yeah. So I was just curious to know what the popularity is, because most Australians I speak to, John, don't really care for American football, and I can understand why. Like I said, I prefer rugby myself.
A few years ago, they played the college football opener between Hawaii and Cal.
Really?
In Sydney. Yep. Yeah, I went along to that, and they sort of, I think they filled or almost filled Suncorp Stadium. But yeah, I think a lot of people kind of watch it, particularly if it's like on at the pub.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so this, maybe you've seen this before. This is another mini art kit. This is a Triebflügel, which is an imaginary Focke-Wulf. As far as I'm aware, it probably existed in a drawing only. It may have got to an air wind tunnel, but I don't know. So the deal is, 1946, at the end of the war and all that sort of stuff, Germany couldn't afford to have all these aircraft. So if they get rid of runways and have a vertical takeoff thing, taking off from a factory, flying into the bomber stream, shooting down all these bombers, and then landing. Well, they couldn't land, so just jumping out with a parachute and stuff like that. Now, because it's sort of silly and it never existed, I wanted to make a diorama about how desperate the Germans were at the end of the war. So having something that clearly didn't work. And I bought that to act as the tow vehicle for it, because again, it's a Russian tank, used by the Germans because they didn't have any other choice. Like all their ones with armament were at the front trying to fight desperately to save their nation. So that's the reason I got it.
Are you happy to see me, or is that a missile in your hand?
It's just so dumb. Like it could not have flown. Because
what's the principle behind the propulsion system?
All right, so it starts off with jets. So jets would start it spinning.
You mean
once it takes off,
launching it vertically?
So once these are up to speed, they turn into a ramjet. So each wing tip it starts off like that to get vertical lift, and as it's getting more speed, it'll go more horizontal, which will spin the wings faster and go along. But the fact is, it can't fly horizontally because there is no lift. It'll just fall out of the sky. So it has to fly at an angle like that, okay? If it did, which is why the guns, if they were fitted, are on an angle because the way to shoot forward is to fly up, nose up. So in reality, what would really happen is if these were up to speed, you lift off the ground, friction. There is going to be friction between the spinning bit and the non-spinning bit, and that's going to start spinning the fuselage that way. And apparently with rudder control you'd be able to control that, but the fact is you couldn't. And if you jump out of this, no matter what altitude you're at or what angle you're at or whatever, if you jump out of that,
you're not going to make
it. You will fly into there because they're still spinning. So you're not going to make it. So it didn't fly. But
giving your life for the fatherland, what could be more glorious?
Yeah, so I was going to have that, make up a tow bar and pulling that along on a concrete base. But I've also got, I won't find them now, but I've got mechanics and stuff like that in the same scale from Mini Art. And I wanted to have them underneath the bottom of that saying, why doesn't it work? And stuff. But yeah, so one day I might make a second diorama. Who knows, Mikey? That's a challenge, isn't it? Yeah. So there we go.
Looks like something out of the Thunderbirds.
It's pretty cool. It's
Julian says, I'm looking now how to uninstall Alexa. Don't worry, modders, I've got it. Modders. So Alexa, hope I can as it's pre-installed. Yeah, hopefully.
That one.
Derek says, I used to write poems and songs when I was in high school about my struggles. In fact, I'll start again, and I'm 45, and a lot of things that happened in my life between high school and now. Yeah, I like writing poetry. There's some of mine on my Facebook page. On the Bearded Veteran Creates Facebook page. He also says, I'm a War of 1812, World War One, and World War II historian. Fantastic.
Very good.
I love World War
Excellent. One. Good for you. Good for you, Derek.
I have an entire bookshelf taken up. I have an entire bookshelf of World War One books, history books.
The Great War, as I like to call it.
And then Jim says the rocket is totally Buck Rogers, Flash Gordon kind of stuff. Yes,
it's pretty cool.
John, I have sent you
for
the
any
poem.
Mini Art kit.
I've sent you the poem in the style that's been done in the style of a pirate, as Mr. Charles
let's
recommended.
do this.
Meteor.
Let's Discord again. Oh my god, I love it. Okay,
Come on, John, let's hear it.
All right.
You got to do the pirate voice.
Arr.
Yeah.
Gather round, ye landlubbers, and hear me tale of the scale modelling twins who never did fail. With glue and paint they craft with might, in a pirate ship they worked through the night. Two lads they be, with eyes as sharp as a hawk. Their models so fine they make the crew talk. From ships to planes and castles grand, their skill to be known across the land. I don't know why I'm going full American, but anyway. With a swig of rum and a hearty cheer, they bring their models to life year after year. Their hands be steady, their minds be keen, the finest scale models you'd ever did seen. So raise your flagons and give a shout to the scale modelling twins, there is no doubt. See, I've gone full Canadian just now. In the world of pirates they stand tall, the masters of models, admired by all. What do you think, matey? Arr. I think, has our viewer count just gone down by about 40%?
No, stay the same.
Oh my god. Give it time.
Just looking for the X button.
Malcolm's watching on. Oh no, it's just gone up actually. Malcolm's watching on 13 different screens. Julian says, "Cool, Derek. I have an MA in military history. Main interest: World War II RF Bomber Command." Nice.
Oh, what an interest. And what a time to be
Charles
alive.
says, "What a time to be alive." Indeed. Jim says, "I want to have a pint with you both, Derek and Julian. Let's talk history." Well, sod you, Jim.
I want to have a pint with you both, Derek and Julian. Let's talk history. You froze up at the wrong moment.
Oh. So Timbo went to a restaurant the other night. Jenna's birthday, right? So
Yeah.
I couldn't decide which stout to drink, so I bought a paddle, 5 different little sample glasses. One of them was a Golden Gaytime flavoured stout.
Hey,
Oh, you would have loved that.
Oh, yeah.
got a new guest in the house, Mikey.
That was...
Oh. Hang on. Let's all hang on. We've all got to say hello to Mystery Box Nick.
Mystery
He's
Box
in.
Nick.
He's made it.
Hello.
How are you doing, Nick?
Hello to you.
For those that don't know, Mystery Box Nick is the one that sends the mystery parcels to Gary's stuff so they can do the puzzle and the quiz. And if you guess the right answer, he sends you a kit. And he sent me a fantastic kit, which I still can't thank him enough for. That was incredible. He sent me the US World War One vehicles kit. So it came with 2 trucks, an ambulance, and about 5 soldiers. Which is fantastic. YCM.
I think I did mention before, Nick. I did see you at Telford in your T-shirt, but I didn't. I didn't introduce myself because you wouldn't have known who I was. But I regret that, and I'll have to go back. So yeah, g'day.
Yeah. Are you going this year, Nick? If so, I would like to shake your hand and say thank you. Because that is an incredible kit, and I really was completely shocked when you sent it. Yeah.
I was going to ask him. Oh yes, so Derek, Secrets of the Past Para History. I did ask earlier. I didn't see an answer. Whereabouts in Canada are you? Please advise.
Derek says, "I love to tell the War of 1812 and both world wars from a Canadian perspective. In fact, I'm working on a documentary on telling my dead veterans' stories that are buried in my city." Nice. That'll be excellent.
Took the crane off. I dropped it.
Yeah, I look forward to that.
War of 1812. Very interesting. I take it you're talking about the one where you guys burnt down the White House.
The Canadians didn't. The Americans, the British did that.
In response to, does anybody know?
Yeah, Donald Trump inciting violence.
You don't
sorry.
know?
I'm
Mikey,
getting-
I thought you would know that.
I don't do a lot of American history.
Oh,
It's
okay.
not something I thought.
Well, you want to finish your comments first?
Yeah,
I
can
don't
do.
want to take up time talking.
Jim says, Mystery Box Nick, hello to you, sir. Kieran says, what the...
We clicked it at the same time.
Ah.
Kieran says, hi, Nick. After you, modders. Jim says, Derek, an excellent and inspired idea, Derek. I like it. Julian says, Nick, I think the current score is 7-5 to the viewers. Yeah, I think it is. It's getting closer.
Somewhere thereabouts, yeah.
Yeah. Must cost him a fortune in kits. Derek's Secret says, Jim, I would love to talk history. Yeah, so would I. Come up on the panel and you can do that. I'm
Yeah.
happy to have you come on here and just sit and talk about history if you want. He also says, I live in Windsor, Ontario, Canada, in southwestern Ontario. Nice.
I know exactly.
Okay,
where it is.
yeah. Yeah, you're, I know where you're at.
Nick Johnson says, hoping to be at Telford, not sure which day or both. Would love to meet you all. Gary Stuff is going to arrange a meetup. Yep, I'll be there all weekend.
Yeah, I hope to be able to do that 2025 with you all, but not this year.
Yeah. I'm stopping at a hotel down the road, so yes, I can definitely do that. Julian says, did somebody just blow their nose or something?
No, that was my dryer went off. It's done. That was the
wow.
buzzer. Surprised you heard it.
Blowing
It's a pretty
the
good
nose.
microphone.
Yeah.
Julian says, awesome, Derek. I post daily on Facebook details of men, women, and children from Glamorganshire in Wales who died in both World War. Ooh.
Ooh.
Glamorgan.
What is your
Boy,
Facebook
is
page, Julian?
that a Welsh name? Glamorgan.
Aye, South Wales. Yeah. Do tell us your Facebook thing, Julian, if you want to, that is. Because I'd be interested in seeing that. Derek says, in the War of 1812, my country was not yet an independent country. It was still British Canada, and Montreal, Quebec was called New France. True.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as Paul Harvey once said, and now the rest of the story. The reason the White House was burned by the British is because it was in response to the Americans and their idiotic idea that when the War of 1812 started, it was their opportunity to invade Canada. They got as far as, I believe, the capital, which was it Ottawa at the time? I think it still is, but I'm saying I wonder if it was Ottawa. Derek, maybe you could help me with that. But the Americans burned their house. I think it was called Parliament or whatever it was. I'm not sure exactly. Pardon me again. I don't mean to offend anyone with not being sure about this stuff, but that burning of the White House was done in response to our burning of House of Parliament, House of Government in Canada. The aborted invasion of Canada was a stupid expansionist idea by the Americans, and they were clearly not equipped to face the British, who swept them out of there. Now, you got to be careful about where you get your history from.
America, the most powerful country to never have an empire.
They do. We're imperialists.
Yeah.
We learned well from our European ancestors.
Yeah.
We have
Philippines, Guam,
we're exactly Hawaii, Cuba,
places in Cuba.
You know, and look at the countries we supported during the Cold War. I mean, governments like the Shah of Iran, Marcos in the Philippines, Somoza in Nicaragua, or was it? Yeah, I think it was Nicaragua. You know, we call these people. We don't even know the origins of what they really stand for, and as long as they oppose communism, we call them freedom fighters. You know, anything but the Reds. And so, yes, we're an empire. Yeah, definitely. Now we're world cop too.
Nicaragua is where Cornholio is from. Nicaragua!
Nicaragua! I am Cornholio!
And a tippy for my bunghole.
There we are. There we are. All right, enough of the silliness. Too silly. Too silly. Where's the British colonel now? Too silly.
It's getting silly.
Julian says it was set up by a predecessor, which is why the page has the word group in the name. Okay. You haven't told us what the actual page is, but okay.
Parliament. Okay.
Derek says, yes, Ottawa, Ontario, and the place of government of Canada is in Parliament in Ottawa.
All right. Okay.
Ontario.
Thank you, Derek. Thank you.
There we go.
But
The more you know.
yes, that's what happened. And as I say, you have to be careful where you get your history from. Watching the History Channel years ago, you kind of had to be there to see how it was
Sorry.
presented. Go ahead, Mikey.
Yeah. No, I was just chuckling at the History Channel.
Yeah. Well, okay. As I remember it, they talked about the British and their dastardly deed of burning the White House, and then a big, violent storm hit the Washington area. You know, the Baltimore, Maryland, Washington area.
Mhm.
Not long after the White House was burned, and the way the History Channel presented it was that these dastardly British were paid back by Mother Nature for the ungodly act of burning our White House down. So you got to be careful about where you get your history from and the slant that it's presented to you in.
Yeah.
Because they did not mention anything about the Americans burning the House of Parliament down in Ottawa. Not a word.
Well, Patton's first campaign.
What, El Guitar?
Alcatraz. Oh well, down south of places like Texas, of course, used to be.
Oh, you mean the Pancho Villa?
Yeah, all
in
that,
1916.
That's
That
right.
wasn't, well, Patton was part of it, but it was led by Black Jack Pershing.
Yeah, but he was he was American expansionism again. Yeah.
Well, Villa was raiding parts of Arizona and New Mexico.
Yeah, but they
And,
weren't parts of America then. I mean,
Oh, right. I hear you. You know, we broke every treaty we signed with the Indians.
yeah.
You know, they're
Julie says,
here's another sign of America as an empire: the Manifest Destiny, the Monroe Doctrine. Read that stuff. I mean, it makes very clearly what their goals and objectives were.
Julian says, Britain had an empire in as much as countries we invaded and stayed. Exactly.
Yeah.
I
Well,
like,
there was also places
Al-Murray's
like
explanation.
Malaya and Hong Kong. They didn't invade those, did they?
Yeah.
Ooh, I'll have to look it up.
I like Al Murray's name a country and we've defeated it.
That is a good bit.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. What do you think? Have this turret hatch closed or open? I could close it all up.
I'd go
Being
with
a
it
full
open. It's a
interior
full
kit.
interior kit. You did a lot of work on that, John.
Yeah.
I'd keep all the hatches open.
So I reckon that one would be stuck there. So I'll flip this one upside down and put it facing backwards. Paint it wood, then paint it dunkelgrün. Because I think I will have an army, a tanky, clanky, sort of sitting outside the tank. One of these guys, I think, just sitting beside the tank, just going, "What a ridiculous vehicle this is!" Getting a cramp sitting in there is so small.
Sounds great.
I've got to rig up the crane as well.
Derek says, I also do history on public hangings in Sandwich Town, Ontario, which was established in 1759, and there are a lot of public hangings there. I also do videos on the cemetery that is there from the 1800s. Interesting.
Yeah.
That does sound cool.
Now I want a sandwich.
Yeah. Yeah. The last woman to be hanged in the UK was from a town just down the road from me. That was in the 60s.
The last man to be truly hung in Australia was Timbo.
Hung like a wallaby. After John's flattened it. Okay. So I couldn't get into all the places because I'm behind the tracks and stuff. just because the pens are too big, and it'd have been better to do them before I put it together. But it's not looking too bad.
We've got 25 minutes left. Time flies, eh?
I'm surprised we still got so many people.
How many viewers? How many people are enjoying this ridiculous banter?
Yes.
There are 11 people watching.
Wow.
Yeah. Duke says, I just posted a pic on Discord of what I'm working on tonight.
Ooh.
Excellent.
I have to have a peek.
And Duke says, bye, Mikey.
Give me nearly.
Oh, they look great, dude.
Oh wow. May I share?
Yeah, crack on. Derek says the biggest empires that existed were the Ottoman, Roman, British, and now the American empires.
So these are. I have to go back to the comments. Peasants, from what I understand. Cranky peasants.
Oh, that's what I thought. It was you with a hood up.
15mm medieval peasants.
They're very cranky if they're
Oh.
carrying spears.
Hmm.
Yeah, scythes. Scythe's not an easy weapon to wield.
They look like the villagers from the old Frankenstein movies of the 30s. Kill the monster!
What hump?
Duke says, bye, John.
Oh,
For those that don't
no,
know,
checked them on
Duke
wine.
likes to he likes to say hi and bye to everyone multiple times.
A lot.
funny.
Just wanted to show this. This is the state of the Achilles right now. My Hessian. I'm still messing with the Hessian.
Oh wow.
I've got
Nice.
more of it. And then on this side, I started on this forward part of the left side of the hull right here.
Yeah.
And I have a little bit more to go, but once I complete that, I'm pretty much done. But it's really coming along well, and it's turned into something that, I mean, I was looking to fill in blank spaces because the hull was kind of dull without anything except the extra treads, you know, here. I was trying to add some extra gear and stuff like that, and I couldn't come up with anything. So I went with the Hessian tape, and I just started with the gun barrel and the front. And I mean, I've seen photographs of those things. They look like woolly mammoths. There's so much Hessian netting and tape on there. So anyway, that's what's going on with it right now. And I'm spending more time on that than I am anything else. You can get me out of the big screen. You're going to lose your viewers. I've hardly touched the Tiger and the Tomcat. They're just sitting there waiting for me to get started on them. I've just been sucked in with doing all this Hessian tape. It's coming together so well. Steph would be so proud of me, Mikey. Not a penny spent on anything. That's all done with stuff around the house.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thank you, Duke. Appreciate that. Thank you
Excellent.
very much.
Yeah. Duke says, bye, John. Kieran says, bye, Duke. Duke says, bye, Tiff.
So it begins.
It
And
begins.
Duke says, looks great, Jim. By the way, Jim, I love the name.
What?
I'm sorry, Mikey. You saying something to me?
Yeah, I said, love the name.
Which one?
Yours.
Oh, the screen name?
Yeah.
Oh, Jimmy Buzzard. Okay. Because I've also got the Bald American up there too.
No. Have you?
Ah, okay. I see it now. Adam Savage. Oh, Terrica. Okay. Now I got it. Yeah, that's
Got
even,
him!
that's a fantastic compliment. Thank you.
Derek says, damn, I miss building models. Now I collect knives and swords and horror movie figures and horror movie character map. You can
That's
get
a
horror
great
models.
collection. That's a great collection, Derek. I love it.
Yeah. You can get a lot of horror models and stuff, especially on AliExpress.
Yeah.
I've
Tune
still
in
got
next
mine.
week.
The
See
old,
more
the
horror
old
models
glow
on
in the
this
dark
channel.
Aurora kits from when I was a kid. You can still get them nowadays.
Yeah. Duke says I finished my tack on Whippet yesterday. Painting next. Excellent.
Oh, well played.
Look forward to
Oh,
seeing
crikey, Tim.
it. Tim, be careful. You can get in trouble for pulling stuff like that online.
Not in my
Wow.
country.
Quite a sword
No,
there,
but
my
I can
friend.
'cause it's my channel in my country.
Yeah, no. Fair bump.
No, I had that
Ah,
happen
'cause
one
no-
time, Tim. I was on
the-
with on another chat, and my
Yeah.
father had, and I have it with me, is a 1908 German Mauser rifle. Well, I displayed it on
Yeah.
the screen like this. Here's my hands. I'm
Oh,
holding the
wow.
rifle like that,
Yeah.
and then I was blacked out. I was blacked
Really?
Oh,
out.
wow.
So yeah.
Sorry, Mikey. I wasn't tracking that.
So, yeah, in the UK now they've banned any knife over. It's completely illegal just to own in your own home any knife that's over 8 inches and has a hole in the blade or has serration on the blade or anything,
Yeah,
because
Really?
it's classed as a zombie knife.
wouldn't want to be living over there.
No, it's gone a bit
It-
cray-cray. I mean,
I wouldn't at the minute. I don't at the minute. But hey, it's not what we thought.
I complain enough about Australia.
I haven't told you my latest hobby, Tim. It's a bit embarrassing. Ron's not happy about it.
Does it involve certain websites and a lot of tissues
No, it does not.
and KY jelly that you
No,
get
I'm
mixed with
55. I'm 55. I clean up with a dustpan and brush. No, it's watching UK question time in Parliament question time.
Yeah,
Just
that's interesting.
because
though.
I'm sick of Australian
Do you-
politicians, so I watch your rabble,
John,
and my God, there's some
do you
characters
mean-
there.
Do you mean PMQs?
Yeah, we don't call
Prime
them
Minister's
PMQs
questions.
Oh,
here. Yeah, we just call it question time.
yeah. Ours is question time. Yeah, it is good value though. Like, I think last time I was watching it though, Jacob Rees-Mogg was still. Did he get voted out in the?
He was,
Yeah.
Him
Yeah.
getting voted out is on YouTube, but he was a bit of a. I did mind him because he was what
If you go,
they call him on
on
Wikipedia,
YouTube, John.
the minister for the 18th century.
Yeah, I quite liked Moggy.
He's got his own show on GB News now,
Oh, does he?
which is on YouTube. You can watch it on YouTube.
Okay.
Well, the Tories got a thumping last round, didn't they?
Oh yeah.
If you go on YouTube, John, there is the Parliament channel, so you can watch it all through the day when they have different meetings and stuff in
no,
Parliament.
Bron will hate you for that.
There is actually a documentary as well about the day-to-day life in Parliament. It was filmed about 4 years ago. It's actually really interesting. It looks at the history and that behind it as well. Derek says my favorite horror movies are Hellraiser and character is Pinhead. They are underrated, and Pinhead is underrated. I also have a captain's cavalry sword and a few katanas. Soon to have another katana. Nice. Yeah.
I used to watch. It was broadcast on a channel called C-SPAN here in America. It was called Prime Minister's Questions. Every Tuesday and Thursday, apparently in Parliament, there's a time when the Prime Minister has to stand up and face the questions of Parliament, both his side and the opposition.
Yeah.
And I witnessed the downfall of the John Major government.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's every Wednesday PMQs in the UK.
Okay. Yeah, that could get pretty intense.
I'm gonna miss seeing Boris Johnson's big head.
That guy never met a comb he liked, apparently.
You quivering pile of protoplasmic jelly. He had
I
some
saw him
bangers.
in Darwin once.
He would
didn't
be
go anywhere
perfect
near
on
him.
as a scientist. He just looks like one of those folks that spends all his days in a laboratory.
Great Scott.
Did you just say you saw Bojo in Darwin?
Yeah.
He
was
would
there
have looked
couple
like a
years ago.
melted ice cream.
He did look a bit uncomfortable because he was wearing his jacket, and it's bloody close to 35 degrees and 98% humidity.
Yeah,
He
gross.
was in the terminal though, so
Oh, okay. I was just imagining him on the main drag in Darwin in a suit, just sweating bullets.
Yeah.
Stuart said, "I'm back." He got bored.
Oof.
Julian
Okay.
says, "In Wales, we have First Minister's questions as well." Yes, we do.
Now, First Minister was the original title of Prime Minister. Was that?
No,
Am I
in
correct?
Wales, Scotland, and Northern Ireland, we have a First Minister. So it's basically the Prime Minister of that country.
Right, but I mean, I
First
think the
Minister.
British used that term too for a time, didn't they?
Well, the Prime Minister of the UK is still called a Prime Minister. So the lead minister in the devolved nations' parliaments are called First Ministers rather than Prime
okay.
Minister.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
I
all
thought that it
daft
was
and
First
very silly.
Minister in England as well, and then it changed later on to Prime Minister.
No.
So I just got a lesson.
No,
Thank
it's
you.
always been Prime Minister. They call the devolved ones First Ministers, so that there's
I
a difference
see.
between the two.
Okay.
Because the Prime Minister is the Prime Minister of the whole UK,
I still
whereas the
maintain
First Ministers are only in charge of their own devolved nation.
the coolest title is the head of the Navy, is the First Sea Lord. That's awesome.
Yeah. Derek says, perhaps I should go to Ottawa and go in the House of Commons and film their proceedings.
I'd be sure to watch his
Julian says,
channel.
personally, I
Unfortunately,
think Johnson. Hey,
I'd be sure to watch his channel if he does that.
what, John? Yeah. Julian says, personally, I think Johnson looks like a bin bag in a suit. Have you seen the spitting image puppet of him?
No.
They brought back spitting image, and it was when Boris Johnson was in, so a lot of the characters were the Boris Johnson government. And it was so funny.
He didn't last long, did he?
Oh, he was here for a while.
No.
What is it? Every 5 years there's an election for Prime Minister?
Or
Well, it's supposed to be, but we had 4 in the last 5 years.
Hmm.
Now, I guess the political system will allow for an election to be called out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
There's no fixed term anymore. It's just a
No,
maximum
but
of 5
they'll
years.
always hang on as long as they can because it's politics. But
Well, I mean, no matter what we do, we cannot call an early election here in the United States.
Yeah.
We're stuck
No.
with whoever it is for 4 years.
but
Yeah,
our
in the
full
U-
election campaign in Australia runs for 3 months. It frees us up more time to watch the American bloody campaigns.
What, that monkey show?
Yeah.
Jeez, you talk about shoveling
Yeah.
shit on each other.
Yeah, that's
in the UK, it's a maximum of 5 years that they can do,
Yeah, it's 4 here.
or they have to call a re-election, an election. But in the last 5 year term, we had Theresa May, Boris Johnson, Liz Truss, Rishi Sunak. So we had 4, and then we have had an election, and now we've got Keir Starmer.
Would you even count the lady that was here? She was only here for like a cup of coffee, right?
She stayed just long enough to get a pension.
So she must have done her contract law.
No,
classic.
seriously, as long as they're in post for 40 days, then they get Prime Minister's pension. So she stayed for
Damn.
40 days.
Crook.
If she'd finished any sooner, then she wouldn't have got the pension.
Yeah, we had that a couple of years ago. Had a sort of merry-go-round of prime ministers just backstabbing each other.
Yeah.
My sister used to be a politician.
Stuart says, Derek, God damn it.
Did he?
Stuart says, Derek, not seen Hellraiser for a while, but now, but like the Saw movies too. See, I've never really been into horror movies.
Films.
The only horror movie I've actually ever really enjoyed is the one about the First World War with the guy who played Billy Elliot in it. I can't remember what it's called, but that was a good one. But that's because I like First World War stuff. Derek says, "Me too, Stuart." Julian says there was a photo of Johnson and Trump next to each other, like twins separated at birth and one chucked in a skip. Yeah, that was mad. That.
Oh,
Malcolm says she stayed in power for less time than it takes a lettuce to wilt.
hmm.
Julian says Liz mistrust. Oops, trust. Tenure as PM was shorter than one who was shot. Derek says Margaret Thatcher was great for the UK. Well, depends if you're a minor or not, really, wouldn't it?
Mrs. Ronald Reagan.
Jim says. Jim says my traditional monster favorites are 1930s and 40s Universal Studios lineup: Dracula, Frankenstein, Wolfman, Mummy, Invisible Man.
Wow,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a line of prime
Et
ministers
cetera,
right
et
there.
cetera.
I'm trying. It's bugging me now what that film was. Yeah.
I think, really, all
It had.
there's no inspiring politicians
Watch,
anywhere in the
that's it.
Western world at the moment, I think.
It had Lawrence Fox in it as well. It's called Death Watch.
Stewart, yes. Hammer had some good ones too. Yes. Hammer's version. What I liked about Hammer was Christopher Lee as Dracula. He's the best Dracula, even better than Bela Lugosi.
I'd have thought it'd been the pants that you liked.
I'm sorry. Say again, please.
I said I'd have thought it'd been the Hammer pants that you liked.
Not following you, Mikey. That's like a pass from a quarterback. It's over my head.
Hammer, MC Hammer, the pants he used to wear.
You know what? I think he's Irish. McHammer. I think he's Irish.
Derek says, "All great, Jim." And he says, "Perhaps the horror movie I never want to see again is Marriage."
Oh,
I say nothing. I say nothing. My wife killed me.
Sam Kinison once did a little thing about that where the guy dies and he goes to hell and he meets Lucifer and he's like, "Oh, you've been married? Oh, well then, heck, nothing I can show you here is going to scare you at all. Yeah, you've been through marriage. That's worse than anything I got for you."
I wrote 1 hour 53.
Wow.
So, how are your little projects going?
27. Mine's going very
we
well.
go
So
to-
I'll show you what I've done then.
All right, we'll make it all about you then. I was going to be nice and let the new guy go first.
Oh, do
But
that, do
no,
that. It'll
John has
give
to
me
make it
a
about
chance to
him.
cut this piece out. Now let's zoom in on the new guy.
I haven't been doing anything too exciting. I've just been going through and putting little pods and stuff, fuel tanks together for the Growler. And the cockpit, got that sort of coming together, and slapped a little bit of paint on my two little pilots there. So I'll paint their jumpsuits and stuff sometime in the next week, and that's pretty much it.
Very nice. John, now we can make it all about you. Or should we go to Tiff first?
Go to Tiff.
All right, we'll go to Tiff. What are you been up to?
I took all the tape off and got the back bits on. That.
The elevator.
Yeah. Well, I don't know the part of it. Oh.
John will give you a crash course in airplane parts.
And then
Won't you, John?
that's what I did the other day.
Yeah,
Excellent.
that's called the skooma.
Yeah.
Yeah, John will give you a crash course in aircraft parts.
Yeah, because
That's
nobody
what you
crashed
used to
more
do for
planes
me.
than me.
Yeah.
Now we'll go to you, John.
Are you sure?
No, but come on.
All right. So, all right. Well, Tornado, yeah, just painted the interior color there, but I'll give that another go before I prime it. This is starting to come together. It's looking different. It's looking the same for a while. So having the mud guards on, I was able to get the rest of the frame for the crane. So that's looking okay. That's wood, so that'll be like painted, all the wood colors and then chipped with dunkelgelb. This will be white on the inside of the driver's hatch there. And I'm now just cutting out little bits of photo etch. These are the little brackets there, the little grey thing at the back there. And there'd be 3 of those on each side. And then there's other little accoutrements that go around the thing, like exhaust pipe and stuff like that. So it's coming up the finishing stretch, and I think it's awesome little thing. Yeah, it's looking good.
You're
Different.
doing very well.
Looks very good, John.
Next.
No, we're going to stay on you. You want it to be all about you? Fine, we'll make it all about you.
Okay.
I'm joking. Of course. Oh, what am I doing? Right, go on.
No idea.
Oh, I've just magnified it. Computer gone crazy. Okay, so I've painted my little tank. There you go. That's with the AK pens. Couldn't get them in behind, obviously, the track wheels and stuff. But
Are you going to put markings on there, Mikey?
it didn't come with any. So
Oh, okay.
I might varnish it after it's had a day or two to dry properly, and then put some panel liner on or something. Just bring out the detail.
What is the drying time for those markers?
Well, it's dry now. I can touch it. It's just it settles more over the
Okay,
like,
I see.
over 24 hours. So yeah, it looks all right. It's a 172. It was never going to look great, but yeah, it's all right. It'll do for a paperweight.
Take care, Malcolm. See you around. Le Grand Fromage. Au revoir.
Stuart says 32 years married, 38 together, still going strong.
Good for you,
Yeah, that
Stuart.
reminds me. 3 days.
Congratulations.
It's 3 days. That's Thursday.
Yes.
Ooh, it's my wedding anniversary on Thursday.
Ooh, well played.
Oops. Whoopsie. Yeah, it's all right. We've been married 9 years on Thursday.
Wow.
Very nice.
Malcolm says, "Got to run. Thanks for the company. See you later, boss. Have fun."
Thanks to everybody in the comments. It's been
Yes, thank you for going.
quite fun. If we got too political, I don't think we did. I think we're just giving an overview with different countries' views and all that stuff like that. I think it's been fun. Tim, thanks for your company. It's been a lot of fun.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Yes, same here. Thanks for having me, and always a pleasure.
Yes.
I'm always here, so
Thanks for having me.
So, Timbo, are you going to take over from me to make up the 3 veterans once I get fired?
Well, I almost got Mikey's stream pulled down accidentally on my first ending. So
Pulling out your sword.
John does
Told you
that
well,
every time he's on.
Yeah, to be fair, John's face does that, so don't worry.
True.
John just looks at the camera and they go, "Oh, take it down."
Oh, Jesus. That's funny.
Duke says, "See you next time, guys and girl."
See you,
There's a
Duke.
lady on here as well.
See you, Duke.
Bye, Duke. Bye.
Hello.
Bye, Duke.
I'm no lady.
I wasn't on about you. I was on about John. I wasn't about John. It's fine. Don't worry.
Because what? It's
Don't
not
get all
about
angry
me?
on me.
Unreal.
Mystery Nick says, "We'll watch from the beginning when you finish." Excellent. Glad to have
Thank
you
you,
with us, Nick.
Thanks,
Great
Nick.
to have you.
Actually,
Stuart, did you get my email, Nick? Okay, we'll give Nick a chance to answer that. And Julian says, Good plan, Nick. We've had quite a few new people join in lately, and I really do hope you're enjoying these live shows. Yeah.
The truth is, Mike, we don't know how they're going to go. Every episode is off the cuff, and I think that's what's so enjoyable about them.
Well, this thing, I mean, well, you look at the beginning of this, I was absolutely knackered and I was hardly talking.
Yeah.
And now I'm enjoying myself again.
And we can't get
It's
you to
really
stop.
weird.
You're
Yeah.
doing yourself just as we're about to finish.
Yeah.
Modders can get me to stop. Duke says, guys is a non-gender term here in Oz.
True.
It's kind of the same here in America.
Nick says, yes, Stuart, something with wings will be in this week's post. Stuart says, thank you, Nick. Oh, you lucky boy. June says, guys, girls is why I just say all. Includes all species. Yeah.
Yeah,
I just call
smart
everyone
plan,
mate or
Julian.
looker.
Yep.
Or blood. Yeah. So, yeah. Thank you all for joining us. I've had a wonderful time.
Thank you again for inviting us in, Mikey. It's a wonderful thing. I'm really enjoying this, and I'm privileged to be part of it. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Glad to have you with us, Tim, for the first time. Thank you for coming.
Yes. Yeah. Don't be a stranger.
Yeah. No, I'll pop in every now and then, but yeah, I love tuning in and listening to the banter, so that's good.
Me and Modman should be back tomorrow at some point with the budget modeler.
Yeah.
Oh, did your
this is the
parcels
big reveal
arrive?
about what you're doing?
I can't tell you
have
till
one
tomorrow.
more parcel.
Okay. Good old Royal Mail.
We can't tell you what we're doing until tomorrow. It's going to be revealed
Okay.
on the live.
Oh,
Make
something
sure
to
you
look
watch.
forward to then.
Not sure what time it's going to be because Budget Modeler hasn't arranged it yet.
No.
And then nothing on Wednesday. Then me and Mr. Marley will be back on Thursday with Mr. Morris doing the final
Finishing
episode of the Spitfire build.
Yeah.
And then Friday, are we back again on Friday, John? Do you reckon?
Let's wait and see what happens on Friday. I'd love to,
Yeah.
but it really depends if you know. Well, Tim's met Bron. She knows. He knows I'm shitting myself, but
Yeah, the
Yeah,
back
so
of my
please
head's
do.
hurting already.
Yeah, you're going to get it in the back of the head because you're encouraging him now. Oops.
Yeah. Yeah,
Client's just
like she
clear.
needs another reason to bash me.
Julian says, and yes, Mikey, only my third time here and I'm enjoying it. Excellent. I'm glad you're enjoying it, mate.
Yeah.
So we've got plenty of live shows this week, at least 3. I'm thinking of possibly doing one on a Wednesday evening as well. I'm not sure yet. I'll have to clear that with the boss.
Streams every day.
Yeah.
Except
You're killing me, Mikey.
The problem is trying to think of... I should really think of content to put up, but I don't. I just wing it.
That's what I'm going to do when I do my first take at a YouTube at my channel. I'm just going to wing it. I've been wondering what to do. I'm just going to, I don't know. I'll find something. I'll just record it.
How
Well,
about
what I might do
you
is
two,
maybe-
like Jimmy Buzzard and Mikey, can have a channel called facial hair care.
May I remind you that you did have a beard until the manliness got too much for you?
So very, very quickly, I had a dream the other day. I woke up thinking that my nasal hairs were about a foot long, and I thought, well, I need to get them trimmed. So how do I get to the barber without sort of looking too embarrassed or whatever? So what I did is throw them over my shoulder, so it looked like a moustache, and it had a collar up like that. So if people were down the shops and said, "Hey, Bob," I turned around like 80s Batman because I couldn't turn my neck because it hurt too much. I woke up and sort of went, "Oh, thank God."
Stuart says, good to hear Mr. Morris will be back. Yeah. Gary Morris will be here every Thursday for the 3 veterans build. He has to work on the Friends of Model Heroes Discord and stuff like that on a Monday and Fridays now. So he's
Yeah,
trying
we're
to
still
get that up and
friends.
running properly.
Honest.
Yeah, we've not totally fallen out with him. We still love him. He's still one of the crew. Kieran says, very enjoyable stream. Thanks all.
Yeah, thanks for
Cheers,
being here,
bits,
Kieran.
kids.
Yeah. And on that
Everyone-
note, I really do have to go.
All right.
Okay, well, thanks again, everyone, and
Okay.
I'll see you on the next one.
See ya.
Okay,
Hooray.
Ciao for now.
bye.
Oh, he didn't know there was an